Monday, August 18, 2014. The notice requirements provided for in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given by transmission to the Asbury Park Press, the Star Ledger, the Independent, and the Two River Times, and by posting at the Middletown Township Municipal Building and filing with the Township Clerk on January 10, 2014. Committeeman Fury.
Here.
Committeeman Massell.
Here.
Committeeman Scharfenberger.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Sedembriano.
Here.
Mayor Murray. Here. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence to honor the troops serving worldwide, defending our freedoms, constitutions, and way of life. Thank you. Our first item on tonight's agenda, we have administration of the oath of office for our Chief of Police, Robert Craig Weber. Please come forward with your family.
She's not enough fans. She's in that picture.
I, Robert Craig Weber, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and to the governments established in the United States and in this state, under the authority of the people, I do swear to faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of according to the best of my ability. According to the best of my ability. All right, apparently the microphone's not working, but very special night for me. I really think it's going to be a great night for the department, so I want to thank everybody for coming. Especially want to recognize you people in the audience, a lot of friends and family that are here, a lot of present former colleagues, which really means a lot to me. My senior Philip Lowry from St. James, also the New Jersey State Police Chaplain. Lieutenant Colonel Jim Newbauer, who's a deacon at Holy Family. Tom Gordon, a retired Navy commander, is one of my favorite teachers at Mass. Tremendous amount of chiefs from Monmouth County. I'm not even going to name them all. Representatives from the Attorney General's office, Prosecutor's office, Postal Inspectors, the DEA. I'm sure there was somebody out there. And of course, the fire department's here too. So do some remarks on me. We'll get to do this once. Obviously, I'd like to thank the mayor, the township police, and the administrator for the trust and faith that they placed in me. In many ways, it seems like it was just yesterday when I was first joining the police department myself. I was a rookie patrolman. I stood here in the same spot, taking my first oath of office. And I can still remember the chief of the police at the time was the late Chief William Fowler. And he took me and my family aside out in the hallway here, and he held my badge, and he was staring at it for a few minutes. And he commented that he was badge number 151, and I was going to be badge number 250. So he reflected on his own career. He was telling me how 100 officers have been hired since that time, how much he had enjoyed his career, how fast it had gone. He wished me well, and he hoped that the badge number would bring me well. And as I stand here tonight, over 20 years has passed since then. In a few minutes, we'll be swearing in our newest police officer, Tom Foster, who's going to be badge number 355, 104 since I've joined the department. As I look back, I realize how truly fortunate and blessed I've been, not only in my career, but in my life in general. Without the love and constant support of my family, I wouldn't be here tonight. Most important people in my life are here in the front row. I just want to say, in the 86-year history of the police department, I'm only the 8th chief to lead this proud organization. I've had the opportunity to work and learn with many great police officers in a variety of assignments over my career with the department. During the last 4 years of police administration, I've had the privilege of working with two of my best friends, Deputy Chief Schwades and Deputy Chief Craig Morris. They're two of the brightest and most dedicated officers I've ever served. More than that much, I appreciate their support and their friendship. Middletown has always been one of the safest towns in the nation, largely because of the police department and the cooperation and support we've always received from the community. And I would like to see going forward the department playing even more active role in community affairs. And I'm also looking forward to strengthening our ties with our fellow law enforcement agencies throughout Monmouth County and the state of New Jersey. For the department, as we move forward together, I'm confident that we will not only build on our past successes and meet the challenges that lie ahead, but together we will continue to build a lasting legacy for the company. Thanks for coming today.
On behalf of the Township Committee and myself, just say that we're really proud to have you as our 8th Police Chief, and our new Chief comes with a very impressive background and very strong community ties, and we're very proud of that, and again, we're very glad to have you on board, so congratulations.
Our next item on tonight's agenda, we have the administration of oath of office to Sergeant Kevin Gardner.
Kevin Gardner, solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people. I do swear to faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of clerk according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Very proud of Kevin. Joined the police department in 2001. Was lucky enough to be his recruiting sergeant, background applicant investigator. I knew that he was a tremendous candidate for us, and he's done an outstanding job. He's a U.S. Marine Corps veteran, has a bachelor's degree from Township University, and a master's degree from Maine. He has worked in the patrol division here. He's been an outstanding detective, worked undercover for the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office in narcotics, and he's been a member of our SWAT team and a member of the county SWAT team. And I know he's going to be an outstanding sergeant for the future.
Our next item on tonight's agenda, we have the administration of oath of office to Patrolman Thomas Foster. Will you please come forward with your family?
I, Thomas Foster, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the governments established in the United States and in the state, and the authority of the people, and use faithfully, impartially, all the duties of the office of Middletown Township police officer, according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
He makes it big hole.
Tom was born in Hampton, New Jersey. Served 6 years in the U.S. Army and the National Guard. He's currently a 110 Sheriff's officer. And we're very fortunate to hire him. He's going to be a great police officer. Just really good, very excited about him.
presentation is for the recognizing Dennis Murray for 53 years of service to the Belford Fire Company. If you could please come forward with your family. Township Fire Department, and after 53 years of dedicated service, Dennis remains an active member of the fire department. He has donated thousands of hours over the years to help keep Middletown safe. Now, the Middletown Township Committee wishes to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt thanks to firefighter Dennis Murphy and his steadfast commitment to protect and serve his friends and neighbors as an exceptional member of the firefighting community. Now, I, Mayor Stephanie C. Murray, and the Middletown Township Committee do hereby commend firefighter Dennis Murphy for his 53 years of dedicated service to Belford Engine Fire Company, the Middletown Fire Department, and the Middletown Township. It is an honor and a privilege that you choose to call Middletown your home.
and more than 40,000 children undergo treatment for cancer each year. And in the past 20 years, the FDA has initially approved only one drug for childhood cancer. And of all the federal government funds given to the National Cancer Institute, only 4% goes to the childhood cancer research, compared to the 96% given to adult cancer research. And whereas the Arms Wide Open Childhood Cancer Foundation and the True 365 are dedicated to educating and mobilizing about the critical need for the funding of pediatric cancer research. Now I, Mayor Stephanie Murray, do hereby affirm the Local September 2014 as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And I believe Dan was going to say something.
Yes. First of all, thank you, Mayor Murray. Thank you, Council, for creating the proclamation declaring September as National something is very near to my family. My daughter Natalie was diagnosed in 2012. Before that time, we obviously had no idea of the severity of it, the lack of funding for it, and now we are going to so we really appreciate the time, the energy, and the fact that you are proclaiming this and recognizing it with the so I have a couple flyers for anybody who's interested in some facts about pediatric cancer and lack of funding for it. The foundation that we work very diligently for. The purpose of it is to simply raise money for funding better research, for better treatments for children. As the proclamation stated, the treatments that these kids go through are very poor treatments that are designed for adults, not for children. And we definitely use that as an initiative for children's cancer. So we work very hard, very great. And that's our goal, is money for research, for creating better treatments for we're hosting a fundraiser, September 4th, here again, trying to just add every single dollar every single one we raise is going to raise pediatric cancer research for the doctors, and primary message is just to create better treatments for children so they don't have to go through what they have to do. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Our next item on tonight's agenda, we have a proclamation declaring declaring support of the September 2014 Paint the Town Teal campaign. At this time, I'd like to invite Courtney Mackerel to please come forward.
Ovarian cancer is called the silent disease because the symptoms often are vague and subtle. Ovarian cancer is the 5th leading cause of cancer death among women and the leading cause of gynecologic cancer death in the United States. Each year, more than 22 women are diagnosed with the disease and approximately 16,000 die from it. And if detected in its early stages, survival from ovarian cancer is 90 to 95%. Yet the 5-year survival rate for the disease is only 28% because it is so difficult to detect early. And whereas September has been designated as National Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, Turning Town Teal is a campaign to create awareness of ovarian cancer and its symptoms. This campaign was the inspiration of Gail McNeil of Chatham, New Jersey, and goes forward with her name in her honor. Whereas biodegradable ribbons will be tied on trees and poles throughout Middletown to raise awareness about the disease, free symptom and information cards will also be placed at local businesses. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Stephanie Murray of the Middletown Township Committee, do hereby proclaim that September 2015 is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month in Middletown Township. We further proclaim that the governing body supports the Turn the Town Teal Awareness Month. going to be reading this proclamation for the record for National Alcohol and Drug Addiction Recovery Month as September 2014. Whereas behavioral health is an essential part of the Health One overall wellness, and whereas prevention of mental and/or substance use disorders versus treatment is effective, and people recover in our area and around the nation, and whereas preventing and overcoming mental and/or substance use disorders is essential to achieving healthy lifestyles, both physically and emotionally, we must encourage relatives and friends of people with mental and/or substance use disorders to implement preventative measures, recognize the signs of a problem, and guide those in need to appropriate treatment and recovery support services. And in 2012, 2.5 million people aged 12 or older received specialty treatment for a substance use disorder, and 34.1 million adults aged 18 or older received mental health services, according to the 2012 National Survey on Drug Use and Health. Given the serious nature of the public health problem, we must continue to reach millions more who need help. And whereas to help more people achieve and sustain long-term recovery, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy, and the Township of Middletown, the Middletown Municipal Alliance to Prevent Substance Abuse, and Crossroads, invite all residents of Middletown, New Jersey to participate in National Recovery Month. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Stephanie C. Murray, and the Middletown Township Committee, do hereby proclaim September 2014 as National Recovery Month in Middletown, and call upon the people of Middletown to observe this month with appropriate programs, activities, and ceremonies to support this year's National Recovery Month.
Our next item on tonight's agenda, we have approval of minutes for May 5th, 2014, executive and workshop meetings. We have May 19th, 2014, executive and regular meetings, June 2nd, 2014, executive and workshop meeting, and June 16th, 2014, regular meeting. Committeeman Story.
Yes.
Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpenberger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Severino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Motion carries to approve minutes. At this time, we have a public hearing on ordinance 2014-3113. Refunding bond ordinance providing for the refunding of certain general obligation bonds of the Township of Middletown, New Jersey, appropriating $3,200,000, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $3,200,000 in bonds or notes of the Township for financing the cost thereof.
Is there anyone who should speak to 2014-3115? Seeing no members of the public, I move to close public portion.
Second.
Committeeman Fury.
Yes.
Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpenberger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Severino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt ordinance on second and final reading. Our next ordinance for tonight's agenda, 2014-3114, an ordinance amending standards for commercial filming.
Is there anyone wishing to speak to 2014-3114? Seeing no members of the public, I move to close public comment and adopt.
Second.
Committeeman Fury.
Yes, a very brief comment.
Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpenberger.
Yes, and that's a brief comment.
Deputy Mayor Severino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes, and let's go with Committeeman Fury first.
Okay, let's start with a very brief comment. I just would like to thank my colleague, Dr. Scharfenberger, for actually doing some further research into the film ordinance that we had passed and amending the film ordinance. As I stated earlier this year, I believe the film ordinance in Middletown is vastly needed and overdue, especially in light of a few reality TV shows that have popped up over the years, and one very recently, which is very much a cause for needing an ordinance based on some of the things I've read so far. But more importantly, I think this ordinance, the amendment, gives a better chance for filming to happen in Middletown at a much more reasonable consideration based on the recommendations from the state. So thank you, Dr. Scharfenberger, for the changes, and glad to pass this.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to actually publicly acknowledge Steve Gorelick, who's the Executive Director of the Office of Film and Television
who was a big help in helping to revise the ordinance to make it a little bit more user-friendly to the film industry. It's very competitive, and he didn't want to see Middletown lose out because, unbeknownst to me, or until recently, we get a lot of inquiries from film companies, television shows, and the like to film down in Middletown, and it's important for us to have as many avenues of non-tax revenue coming into the town to help offset, property tax revenues as much as possible. And this is going to give us a really good shot at getting, I think, more shows and more filming down here, especially with the diversity of sites that we have. We have beaches, we have highlands, we have forest farms, everything. And that's the kind of thing that film companies apparently look for when they do on-location shooting. So I'm very pleased with it, and thank you to the rest of the Township Committee for supporting us in such a enthusiastic way. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Schoenberg. Okay. Our next ordinance for introduction, we have 2014-3115, ordinance authorizing a four-way stop intersection on Market and Patterson Streets. So moved.
Second.
Committeeman Fiore.
Yes.
Committeeman Sal.
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpenberger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
This ordinance passes on first reading with a public hearing to be held down for September 5th due to the need of the ordinance. Our next ordinance for introduction, 2014-3116, an ordinance authorizing a midway crosswalk at Church Street in Middletown. So moved.
Second.
Committeeman Fiore.
Yes.
Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpenberger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray. Yes. This ordinance passes on first reading. The public hearing also be scheduled for September 5th, 2014. Second. I'm sorry. Both are for September 2nd. At this time, I'd like to ask the committee to adopt a consent agenda, which would include resolutions 14-212 through 14-225, including bingo, raffles, and volunteer firefighter obligations.
Second.
Committeeman Fiore. Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpenberger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt the consent agenda. This time we have resolution 14-211, resolution authorizing payment of bills for August 18, 2014.
Second.
Committeeman Fiore.
Yes.
Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpenberger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt resolution 14-211. At this time, we have the Township Committee acting as the ABC issuing authority. We have resolution 14-226, a resolution authorizing renewal of liquor licenses 1331-33-023-004 and 133-33-015-006. So moved.
Second.
Committeeman Fiore.
Yes.
Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpenberger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray. Yes. Motion carries to adopt this ordinance, resolution. Our next resolution, 14-227, resolution authorizing a person-to-person transfer of liquor license 1331-33-015-006, operating as Old Village Pub. So moved.
Second.
Committeeman Fiore.
Yes.
Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpenberger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt resolution 14-227. This time we have Township Committee comments.
I'm actually going to go first tonight, everybody. One of the things I'd like to mention is this past weekend we had the annual VFW picnic. I'm going to let Dr. Sharpenberger or Committeeman Fiore elaborate on that, but it was a great event. Great to see people come out in the community and support the veterans. Also, I had the opportunity to go go to Salon Da Vinci, they were having a fundraiser along with the Rain Foundation, still raising money to help Sandy victims. Again, it was a great event. It's a salon in Port Monmouth, and it had a very good turnout, and again, good donation for the Rain Foundation, which is helping with Hurricane Sandy. The one thing I did want to remark on is there have been some recent media inquiries regarding the military equipment that we've been acquiring in our police department through a federal grant program. It's my view and the Township Committee's view that this equipment is life-saving equipment. These vehicles during Hurricane Sandy did save nearly 30 lives, and they are watertight. And if it was anyone's concern in the community that we are militarizing our police force, I'd just like to reassure everybody that that just could not be further from the truth. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Committeeman Fury. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. A few comments this evening. First, I'll echo the sentiment. As mayor in 2012, presiding over probably the greatest storm in the township's history, I, as mayor and the administration, can provide just further evidence that the equipment that we were able to get through our police working with the military grant program to get those high water vehicles, the Humvees and the like, not only saved lives, but was critical for us to access our bayshore. And while it is my hope that we will never have to use that equipment again, it has been, we are at the ready, we are more able, we are more prepared for another potential incident, storm, or flood with that equipment, not to mention the number of generators. I think it's probably about 15 or so that we were able to also get from the that we were also able to get from that program. I also would echo the mayor's sentiment to say that there's the notion that we're militarizing or potentially militarizing our police force by taking part of that program could not be further from the truth. And rest assured that is nobody's intention here, and that is never something that we would want to do or our police department would do. So I think everybody needs to put their mind at ease despite what they watch on CNN these days. I would also just further submit that it's kind of a sad situation that we have a president that's actually giving away all this unused, very good, lightly, if ever used, military equipment. While we're fortunate to get it, obviously we have an administration that is not prioritizing our military, so it's better that the taxpayers in Middletown benefit from a life-saving perspective than to throw that by the wayside. A few other comments this evening. One has to do, when we're talking about Sandy, you'll see that one of the resolutions I believe that we passed this evening, if I'm not mistaken, was regarding the SHRAP program, which we continue to be a leader in the state in terms of really the only municipality to have a SHRAP or to be able to utilize and really staff a SHRAP program. And I think Mr. Mercatante can tell me if I'm wrong, but we've distributed probably north of $1 million thus far, maybe more than that.
It is over $1 million, and we just got notified today that we've got an additional $400,000 allocation. So we're up to about $1.5 million, I believe, now, 1.6. So we're 1.9 now.
So we're not, so aside from everything we have ever done, privately with MDRF and also now publicly with SHRAP and all the flood projects we see out there, it just goes to show you that there's still a lot of work to be done, and I'm happy that we're commending the administration here for being able to get that done for our residents who are still in need post-Sandy. Finally, Mayor and public, for your education, I just wanted to, it's a proud day in Middletown here for a number of reasons. One, very rarely do we have the opportunity to look and to recognize a civil servant who has, a public servant who has dedicated 53 years of their lives to a volunteer cause, as we did this earlier for our fire department and members also here today from the Belford Engine Company to Mr. Murphy, I believe it was, I believe, here to recognize him. So great day to recognize him and give him the key to the city, but also a great day as we transition our leadership of our police department to now Chief Weber. And I cannot be more excited about the Chief. Chief Weber and his views, his leadership ability, and also his background. I think Middletown's in really good hands for the foreseeable future. A very proud police department. They do a fantastic job keeping us the safest community per capita in the entire state. I would probably venture the entire country based on our per capita ratings and our number of police officers. And I'm really confident that Chief Weber's going to keep that going and make us even better. So with that, I think I will end my comments. I'm sorry, I have one more with regards to an intersection. We had some intersection there. You see a four-way stop, but I know there's intersections that the administrator and the engineer are talking about with the county. One I know specifically that I could not agree upon more. I know there's a member of the public that's brought it up here in attendance today, and that's the Cherry Tree Farm Road and Harmony Road. I would like, obviously, some further movement on that. I know the county, next time you guys meet, if you have further movement, I'd love to hear about it because that is a critical intersection. And also the one over by the Stone Church is an absolute disaster, and we just cannot continue to wait any further for that four-way stop over in Navesink. I myself hold my breath and probably, say a Hail Mary every time I'm going through that intersection because you really are taking your life into your hands over there. So it's time that something gets done at that intersection. Time is now. So thank you.
Thank you. How about Committeeman Massell next?
Just a couple comments while we're talking about roads and streets. The crosswalk on Church Street has been a long time coming over at the Arts Center where the train station comes in, and we've been pushing for that, and we can push that along through. And then just the other thing, I just want to give a warm welcome to Chief Weber. Committed Fury put it very eloquently, but we are in very, very good hands with Chief Weber. I want to welcome him.
Dr. Scharfenberger?
Okay. A couple of things. I was fortunate enough to attend the Walter Spradley Memorial. For anybody who doesn't know who Walter Spradley is, he's a member of the Heath family, which is an old-time Middletown family, early 19th century, and they have a farm on Harmony Road, almost directly across from the new ice rink. And every year they have Civil War reenactments. They have a museum there. The museum is out of this world. I can't believe it. So unassuming. And it was really a great tribute. He was up in years and he passed away about a year or so ago. So they had all of the reenactors, all these guys with the old-time, muskets running around. This year was for his memorial. It was really a great ceremony. Also, it's always good when we have a few new stores opening up in town. We have a new cigar lounge that opened up in Belford, and we also have a toy store that opened up in the old Five Guys location. So, and I have a feeling they're two separate clienteles. So, at least I hope they are. But it's always good to see storefronts being filled and new businesses coming into town. The Navesink Fireman's Fair happened last week, and God certainly cooperated with beautiful weather, and I think they did really well. It was crowded, and I spent more money than I want to admit to my wife trying to win Yankee tickets, which I didn't win. So, but it was really a great time. It was good to see. That's really that sort of small town feel that really makes Middletown special, and it was a great night. And I know everybody up here went on one of the different nights. It was great to see. Last week I mentioned about some cockamamie idea that came out about taxing you on the miles that you drive. I don't think I could top that, but it looks like I can. There's a liberal congresswoman who, get this, wants to put a 1 cent tax on each teaspoon of sugar in drinks, soda, juice, anything. I mean, they want to actually start attacking what you're drinking now. they must lay awake at night and say, gee, what can I tax tonight? Okay, we got the cars, we got this, we got that. It's staggering. And you know what? People really have to start to stand up and vote these people out, or else they're going to take away every freedom. Our freedom of choice to decide what we want to drink, what we want to eat is slowly slipping away, and it really is a scary thing. So anyway, that's my little soapbox on that. Another thing, we had a proclamation today on drug prevention, Drug Addiction Recovery Month. And as somebody who serves on the Drug and Alcohol Alliance here in town, you get to see sort of the inside baseball of drug addiction, some of the people who get involved in this stuff. Kids from well-to-do families, it's staggering. And every day, I don't know if it's only me who notices it, it seems to be another heroin bust in town or in Monmouth County here. And I mean, there's 21-year-olds with 50 bags of heroin. And for the life of me, I can't understand why those dealers are in charge of attempted murder. Because think of it, 50 packs of heroin, somebody's going to OD and not get the Narcan in time. And it's a scary thing. I have a daughter who's 24 and a son who's 17. And it scares the daylights out of any parent at the thought of this being out there and so accessible. A couple more things. Oh, Marty, the mayor's sweating over there saying, is this guy ever going to stop? I want to give a shout out to the county. They were recently awarded or reaffirmed their AAA bond rating, which is the highest you can get. And they also recently had a surplus equipment sale, and they sold one of their helicopters for $421,000. And it really is a testament to the great leadership we have at the county. And anybody who drives around this county, and I deal with all of the counties throughout the state, and really we are blessed to live in the county that we live in. And the other night at the Arts Center, the mayor and I attended one of the concerts by Glenn Burton, who does a Beatles tribute now. And Glenn Burton played in Styx. He was the bass player for a couple of their albums and had a great solo career. And they absolutely blew the doors off the place. It's just a shame the weather didn't cooperate, so it had to go indoors. But it was a tremendous show, and people actually absolutely loved the Arts Center and the show. And I see Dora sitting there yesing me along with everything I'm saying. She was there. And finally, Chief Craig Weber, a good friend, heavily involved in the town. You see him at the Alliance meetings, at Middletown Day, all around. He really is a homegrown police officer, and we are so pleased and proud to have him leading this fine police force. And we look for great things for him to come. And last but not least, I want to say about the VFW picnic. It was a great day. It's always good to get together with the veterans. And we're starting to see the Vietnam vets are getting elderly, they're getting up in years, in their 70s and some close to 80. And to hear the stories of Marine tail gunners and stuff, it really never gets old. And it's always great to spend an afternoon supporting them. It was great to see so many people out there who obviously share the sentiment. So with that, enough out of me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schottenberger. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. So a couple of items. I do want to echo the sentiments of my colleagues on the committee with regard to our new chief, Chief Weber, and his elevation to chief. Immediately after Sandy, Craig was one of the members of the police department that went through all the streets with all the members of the Township Committee. And I was lucky enough to ride with him to hand out meals and help the Sandy relief effort immediately after that. So. Craig Weber is the real thing. He's not a chief in name only. He's a great leader for the police department and a great liaison with the Township Committee, and we look forward to working together with him and the police department to get some real things done. That's a fantastic event for us. On another note, ordinance number 14-222 is the resolution for the redevelopment of, let's see if I read this properly, 14-222. Resolution accepting planning board recommendations for the redevelopment area. I can read you the London block number, but I'm sure everyone knows Lonnie's and crosstown towing, right? This has made it to the planning board. The planning board has heard the recommendations come back to the mayor and township committee, and essentially what this does is clears the way for the township to continue to deem this as an area in need of redevelopment. My understanding, specifically with regard to Lonnie's, is that the construction official has now issued a 2-week notice to demolish the building. So Lunny's will now have less than 2 weeks to demolish the building, or we're going to demolish it. So these are things that the township is moving ahead on. Two separate fronts, the redevelopment and demolition of the building are two separate items. But it's important to understand that Resolution 14-222 moves this process ahead to redevelop this area. And although it's a long process, it's something that we're going to continue to do piece by piece throughout Middletown. And lastly, with regard to the filming ordinance, I'll give you a quick anecdote. My office is on Bridge Avenue in Red Bank. Last week, a little gentleman came to my office and said, well, we're going to need to close the street because we're doing some filming here. He said, I'm not going to tell you who's going to be here, but Adam West may come here. No. So for anyone that was born in 1980 or later, they think Adam West may be a wrestler. I was born before 1980, so I know that Adam West played Batman on the 1970s TV show. Together with the 60s, together with Burglar Arnett. And I was out of my office that day, but I required that my assistant went out to take pictures of the Batmobile, and Green Hornet's car, and Adam West. So it's great to be able to advance the filming ordinance in the township of Middletown, where everyone can be safe, and the township can enjoy some additional revenue. So with that, Mayor, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think we're ready for public comment. Is there any member of the public wishing to make a public comment? Yes, sir. If you would just give your name and address, please, and you have 5 minutes. Thank you.
My name is Michael Robbins, current owner of the old village pub in Middletown here. And I'd just like to thank the mayor and the committee for all their consideration and license transfer this evening, and to welcome the new owner, Cindy Saccone, to the town. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other members of the public wishing to make a comment? Seeing no other members of the comment, I move to close the public portion and adjourn.
Second.
Chairman Fury.
Yes.
Mayor South.
Yes.
Mayor Sharpenberg.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Severino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Motion carries to adjourn.